So based off of this information that you have with the layers palette, color palette, you're just trying to build up the outside edge of the package, and it does have the segments for the die cut. The folding is the scoring. Anything coming off the edge is the bleed for that matter. So here's the layers, has just the type that was placed down there. Some of this graphic, everything's on the base of this. So building it up like that, you're trying to build these shapes and keeping them somewhat even so that we can print this out on a cardstock and actually fold it, have it everything matched together. So I'll just go to the bottom layer, which is the scan, and just do a layer above this, and this just be the package. So that's going to give you that. So here's some of the parts that has the ruler guides just to set this up. So you can start off by creating ruler guides or just using the shape tool to slowly build this up. Here's the rectangular piece for this one, and I'll just make it a lighter color so you can see it against the rest. And you can option and just duplicate this over and grab the midpoint to make this the width of this. So as long as you have those two images built, there they are. Just option and making a duplicate copy of that to build that up. So that gives you that selection. Anything that comes off as these tops are going to be the same scale or the same size, so you just want to use the same piece. So just making this an option color, rotating this, make sure you grab the right piece and let it snap to it right there. Just shrink it down to here till it fits. So it gives you that particular piece. It's going to be the same on the opposite side with some of the flaps. Here it has this curve. So I'm just going to duplicate this. Give that a different color. Grab these 2 points, use the corner widget. Make it a little bit less colorful with the direct selection tool just to curve those down, and that makes that pretty easily eliminated. Select them both and just option and duplicate this to the bottom here, rotate it, position that up there. So now I have pretty much the package. You'll see this flap is a little less than, so you can always reduce it down, but at least you have the basics for it. And then these corner pieces, just going to do with the pen tool because they're a little bit smaller. I'm not going to worry about the curve, but the anchor point's letting it match up so you can see that it's just slightly smaller. Take the direct selection tool, grab these 2 endpoints to curve those. And now I have this extra flap that I can use for these four pieces. I'm just going to option and duplicate this one. And again, just offset a little bit. Here you have the rotation tool, the flip tool, reflect tool. Just hit return. Okay. Just option and move these up. You can just rotate those. Those match up right there. So I have most of the pieces done except for this last flap. So I'm just going to duplicate this over here. Just a little bit smaller. And take this selection. And condense it down a little bit. Take the direct selection to grab these 2 endpoints. for that. So now I have all of the pieces laid out for this package. Even though it goes off to the side, I'm not worried about that. I can add to that later. But now I have all the spaces for that graphic, and it'll bring me up there, and I can always go to View, Outline View, just to see it as a page package there, right there. So that gives me that piece. Now I just have to concentrate on creating these graphics that go inside here. So I already have the pen illustrated. And like I said, have this font. Again, if you don't have the font that's placed in there, here it is, Fine Liner Script. And I'm just going to create a layer above it. And like I said, it's not only part advertising, but it's also the packaging that's created as well. And again, this is where you'd come in with the shear tool, hit return. Adjusting this way. So again, here's this image. I can go back to this part. There's the selection to it. Copy that. Paste in place. So here's just kind of showing you how the graphic panels are created. This is the same image once it's created. Placing that over there. So it gives you that particular piece. And then building this part up. that'll get you to that selection onto here. Double clicking, installing these fonts, and once you get to the selection there, Geo Sans Light. All of that. Light. And that'll give you some of these to build off of. I'm just going to keep a copy of that up there. So as you're getting new fonts, it's just a good idea to illustrate them so you know what they are. That. And that's kind of building that part up. And then kind of doing this section that has the logo for it. Arial black, Arial bold. And then doing this outline with the logo. Center point. Let's see. Stroke. Registration mark, just using the option R.